If you're constantly grinding and still not feeling successful, let me ask you this. Are you ignoring your feminine energy? Most people are stuck in a cycle of constant burnout because they've forgotten how to use their true power. In this video, I'm challenging you to break the cycle and embrace those 5 feminine energy habits that will change your life. Those habits aren't just about feeling good, they're about helping you find your true self, attracting the right opportunities, and building a life that you love. So let's dive in. Habit number 1 is to slow down and reflect. You have to understand that feminine energy thrives in stillness. Slowing down isn't about not doing enough. It's about realigning with yourself, understanding yourself, and trusting and taking care of yourself and listening to your intuition, because that's where the true power stands. If you're using your masculine energy, you have to understand that it will block you in the long run, because if you're only do this, do that, and you're not stopping and trying to understand yourself, trying to listen to your intuition as a woman, it blocks your clarity. You're not aligned with yourself anymore, because us as women, we thrive off of creativity. We love being still, and that's where we thrive. We're not as men, where they need to constantly know what they're doing, constantly have goals. Men are more about having goals, and I'm talking about like, I have to earn this amount of money, I have to do this in this amount of time. Us as women, we're more about feeling. We don't go to the gym, or at least, especially, I don't go to the gym to reach a certain weight. I go to the gym because it makes me feel good. I go to the gym because I want to love what I see in the mirror. I go to the gym because I want to feel good about myself. Whereas men, they're like, I go to the gym because I want to reach this amount of weight, or I do this work because I have to earn X amount of money. Whereas us women, we're not built like that. And it's just also thinking about men and women and our cycle. Us women, we have a natural cycle of 28 days, whereas men, they're built of a cycle of 24 hours. So biologically, we are not built the same. They have the same amount of energy every day, whereas us women, our energy levels constantly change throughout the month. And I know that you know this too, because you have days where you feel more energized, you have days where you feel less energized, you have days where you feel more grumpy or maybe moody, and that's because of our cycle. And it's normal. One of my most powerful habits that I started doing and helped me the most is journaling, and I can't talk about it enough. When you start journaling, even if it's for 2 minutes a day, even if it's on your phone, even if it's on your notebook or whatever, it gives you the time to stop and reflect. And by slowing down, I was able to listen more me and my interior voice and what I really wanted to do, and started doing it rather what others expected me to do. So one tip I give to you is start your day with some moment of stillness, whether it's journaling, whether it's meditating, whether it's doing some type of visualization with your coffee. Take even 5 minutes. maybe even while doing your skincare. Take that time for yourself because it helps you set the tone for intentional living. Habit number 2 is to celebrate the small wins. Feminine energy is all about gratitude, celebration, and so instead of waiting for big achievements or for reaching big goals that you have, start celebrating your small wins. Whether it's going to the gym on the day, whether it's doing your skincare when you don't feel like it, whatever it is, you have to celebrate yourself. Because when you start celebrating yourself and every win that you do, it keeps you in a positive feedback loop and you live life with more joy and you're more happy because you're not waiting for that big goal to come, but you're celebrating your journey because that's what life is about, celebrating and enjoying the journey. Because as humans, we already know that we make a goal, we reach it. We make a goal, we reach it, and then we want something bigger. And if we don't stop and celebrate every step of our journey, we're going to not be as happy about ourselves because you're always reaching and you're always waiting for something bigger. And that's what I also started doing. I started celebrating small wins because I used to think that only big milestones mattered. But then when I started celebrating also the small moments, the small victories in everyday life, this is where my mindset shifted and made me live life with a completely different vision. So at the end of the day, try and write a small accomplishment that you had on that day, no matter how small it is. You have to celebrate yourself, and when you're going to look back on those journals and on the things that you've written, you're going to be so proud of yourself because if you reach a milestone, it's only because of the small steps that you took. So you have to celebrate them in order to achieve those big goals. And when you start doing this, it helps your brain not focus anymore on perfection, but rather on progress, on being better than you were yesterday. Habit number 3 is to prioritize rest and recharge. Feminine energy isn't about constant output like masculine energy is. It's more about knowing when to set back and take the time for yourself and to recharge in order to come back with new power and with more energy and ready to take on everything that there is out there. And you have to know that as women, rest is productive because it helps you with your creativity and it also helps you fuel your intuition. When you take the time for yourself and you take the time to rest and to recharge, it helps you prevent moments of burnout. And we all know, because we've all been there, how difficult it is to get back on track after being in a burnout. And I tell you this because I used to think that rest is so unimportant and that rest is about being lazy. But when I started really resting and taking the time to recharge and taking time for myself is where I understood and where I saw that it helped me with my creativity. After I took some time to rest and recharge, I came back to work with so much more creativity and so much more energy, and I was ready to take on all of my goals and to do what I need to get done. And yes, you have to understand that rest is very important. and you have to try it in order to understand it. And if you want to implement this tip in your life, you have to schedule it. You can't wait for life to pass by and say, yeah, I'll rest when I can, because those times never come. If you don't schedule something, you won't have the time for it. And I absolutely know that you know it too. Because when you say, yeah, I'll do that later, yeah, I have to do this, but you never schedule it and you never take a certain amount of time to do that, it never comes. Why? Because life passes by. Life is so go, 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 do, do, do. And you don't have the time to do certain things if you don't take the time to do them and just schedule them into your life. So whether it's a self-care day, whether it's a solo date, or whatever it is, take time to recharge, even if it's just one evening per week. You have to schedule it. Habit number 4, and it is the most powerful habit and thing that you can start implementing, is trust your intuition. Feminine energy thrives off intuition, the inner voice that guides you. When you take the time and you listen to it, you make decisions that are better aligned with yourself and with your goals. When you take the time to rest and recharge, and you listen to your intuition, it helps you prevent those moments where you overthink, I should do this, I should do that, I don't know. Because your intuition, if you're aligned with it and if you listen to it, will guide you in the best of way possible. Just think about it. Whenever you took a decision based off of your intuition, I'm sure that you didn't regret it, because it was your inner voice that was talking to you. Whereas from personal experience, when I didn't listen to my gut and I didn't listen to my intuition, I ended up regretting every decision that I made. But when I started listening to it, it led me to the right people. It led me to the right opportunities. And everything in my life started getting better because I was so aligned with my goals. I was so aligned with myself, with my inner voice. And that helped me make the best decisions for myself and for my life and for where I wanted it to go. So the next time that you have a decision to make, just stop yourself and think, what is my intuition trying to tell me? And don't overthink, just let the right answer come to you. Habit number 5 is creating just for the joy of it. Feminine energy is deeply creative. As women, we thrive off of creativity, whether it's journaling, whether it's painting, whether it's baking. Have you ever stopped and think to yourself why you feel so good when you bake, when you do all these creative things? Because that's where and when feminine energy thrives. We love creativity, we love creating, that's in our nature. Because creating just for the joy of it helps you connect with your authentic self. When you focus on creativity, you're giving yourself the opportunity to foster self-expression. And you're also less stressed because you're giving the time to yourself to slow down. I started journaling and creating vision boards just for the sake of it. And I know that you've been there too. Because it helped me feel creative. It helped me with my self-expression and with my just feeling good about myself, because I was being productive in a way, but at the same time I was just feeling myself. For example, doing vision boards because I love doing them just for the sake of it. So one tip that I have for you is to take the time for yourself, and even if it's just 30 minutes a week, take the time to maybe paint, maybe journal, whatever it is. It just has to be something creative that helps you with your creativity, because trust me that you will see such a big difference in your stress levels, in feeling more connected with yourself. And remember that it doesn't have to be perfect. It's not about perfection here, it's about progress. It's about taking the time to do something just because it makes you happy. That's what it's all about. Those 5 habits that I told you, slowing down, prioritizing rest, trusting your intuition, doing things just for the joy of it, changed absolutely my life. Because I'm telling you this because I have experienced them, and I know how they make you feel. But before, and I'm talking about 1 to 2 years ago, I was such in a hustle mode and such in a grinding mode, but I wasn't truly happy because I was so much in my masculine energy and I was in my survival mode where I didn't feel good about myself. I didn't take the time to take care of myself, to rest, because I felt that it was unproductive. I felt that if I rest, I am being lazy. But when you're a woman, it isn't like that. And even if you're a man, you have to give yourself the time to rest. And I'm not talking about watching Netflix or whatever it is, because even there you're always using your mind and you're giving it stimulus, and it's not about time. That it's about slowing down, it's about doing nothing. The Italian word, a phrase that is dolce far niente. It's just about not doing anything. It's just about being with yourself, being with your thoughts, trusting your intuition. That's all feminine energy is about. I hope you liked this video. If yes, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you want to learn more about how to be the best version of yourself as a woman, because here we talk all about self-improvement in all areas of your life, whether it's mindset, whether it's going to the gym, whether it's taking the time for yourself, whether it's entrepreneurship. I've been there and I know what I'm talking about. So keep staying with me, and thank you very much for all your support. I love you and appreciate you so much. And if you find this video helpful and you think that someone else could learn something from it, don't forget to share. And yeah, I appreciate you a lot. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next video.